times do you arrested a sitting governor of any state in this country with a criminal complaint, not an indictment?
Well, it doesn't happen, but I was arrested, held as a political prisoner for 10.5 months on a criminal complaint. Criminal complaint.
Yeah, well, I tell you, it just gets worse. And people say, well, what are we supposed to do about it? Well, what you're going to do about it, folks, is you're going to continue to buy ammo. You're going to continue to stock up on food and get ready to rock and roll. Because this country is broke. And this country is defunct. The people, though, are strong. The people still have their character. And they still want their Constitution. And I will tell you this much. If the powers to be, this filth, this Bush Clinton gang, as I call it for years, they want a showdown with the American people, I say, let's get going. Remember, they're going to try anything to destroy our rule of law. They've already destroyed our rule of law. Their plan now is to imprison us and enslave us. Well, there's two favorite sayings I have. One is from the words of Thomas Paine, which is, let the tree of liberty shed the blood of the tyrants. And I have one of my favorite sayings, of course, is from the French national anthem, which is, let the impure blood of those tyrants and kings soak in our fields. Yes, folks, we're not advocating violence tonight. What we are advocating is resistance. Resistance.
And be prepared. Now, Tom, you've touched on this pretty heavy, but people have to understand the seriousness of this. This bird flu, the flying pig, we were able to get our hands on that operation, NSA operation, folks. They're going to do it. They've already, and this sounds crazy, but there's viruses all across this country right now laying dormant. All they have to do is use this nanotechnology with radio frequencies, and it activates those dormant viruses. All of a sudden, we're going to have the pig flu, we're going to have the bird flu, we're going to have the mosquito flu, what's the name of that one, and we're going to have SARS. There's going to be 4 of them that they're going to actually hit the American people with at once. And they tried to do this. And, Tom, I give you credit. Damn, I give you credit on this one. And everybody worked hard together on this. But getting it out, and we put out about that, it actually shut down what they had planned and plotted out of Mexico here just 2.5 months ago, or 2 months ago. It was actually shut down from its exposure. Go ahead, Tom.
Stu, I give you all the credit in the world, too, for keeping the intelligence pipeline, the wavelength that we have that keeps us informed, open. Folks, Stu and I talk to a lot of people every night, people who are resistance leaders, friends of this country, both domestic and foreign, a lot of them present here on American soil. We have no friends left in the world except for one country. And you're going to say, well, can I believe it? Believe it, folks. France is our only friend. Nobody else cares what happens to this country now.
France cares because they're a republic also, folks, just like we are.
Right. And
matter of fact, our government, if you look at the history, and I'll let you get into it, our Constitution was formed basically from theirs. They fought on our soil when they burned down the White House in 1812. They fought here. We fought on their soil. Go ahead, Tom.
That's right. They died on our soil. We died on their soil, basically for the liberty of the American and the French people, and they do not forget that. And despite differences over the years, and clearly with his misfit bush fraud, they will not forsake us. So we do have friends.
We have an agreement, George Washington and General Lafayette, and the agreement was if we're occupied, they come to our rescue, and if they're occupied, we go to their rescue.
We are currently occupied, are we not, Stu?
We are definitely occupied. And I give credit to our French friends, should we say. for all that they've done in the past few years in helping expose and bring to light this filth, because they have done their part. Because they know
the American people alive and away from attack. Because they intend to attack us, this filth, with biological, whatever weaponry they can think of. They want to kill half this country. And I'm going to say that right on the air. That's what they want to do, don't they?
Tens of millions of people, folks. They plan on possibly up to 100 million people could die from their attack that they are plotting and planning. And nobody can sit here, no Obama, this lying stooge, can sit here and tell anybody that he has no idea what's getting ready to happen, because he's part of it. Just ask yourself a big question. How come George Bush hasn't been prosecuted for war crimes? We've had Jonathan Turley, one of the most, one of the greatest, should we say, of our time, constitutional law scholars, that said this guy, all the evidence is there. He should be in jail. He should be being prosecuted for war crimes. We got him spying on the American people. Bush fraud. We got him spying on the American people. Everything's there. The former deeds, past deeds of both the George Herbert Walker Bush and Bill Clinton administration, as well as George W. Bush fraud administration. All the evidence is there. There has been a congressional investigation after investigation has been shut down. The evidence is there. There's enough to put these people in prison forever. Barack Obama comes in and says he's going to do change. Everybody screams they want justice. They want Bush put in jail. They want Dick Cheney put in jail for his assassinations that finally came out. And Tom, hell, you've been reporting on it for 6 or 7 years, the true color assassination teams.
Right, and I tell you, it ties into 9/11 because you see in Bosnia, folks, back in the late 90s, Clinton was going through his box impeachment dance with Kenneth Starr, and of course I don't have enough time to get into that again. I think we got him into it for last week. But basically what they did is they hired assassination teams that were tied to Osama bin Laden, a.k.a. Tim Osman. He was in charge of them. These were basically Islamic fighters that were hired to kill Serbian Christians. These were the True Colors assassination teams that were tied to Halliburton Corporation. Who was it that what company got the contract to rebuild Bosnia after the war? The Halliburton Corporation. Cheney and Clinton, Bush and Clinton, Bill and Hillary, Junior Bush, as I call it, Bush and Ditch, Bush and Ditch. You look for a problem. What's the problem in this country over the years? Bush and Ditch.
The Bushes and the Ditches, yeah.
Now, these True Colors assassination teams then got some steam and enlarged themselves to include domestic assassination teams, including during the Bush administration the use of Blackwater mercenaries who were tied to the British. We have seen over the years the use of these assassination teams, also with connections to the Israeli Mossad, to assassinate William Colby, the former CIA director, Congressman Sonny Bono, former Republican from California, who was basically on top of what was going on with the assassination of Colby, the assassination of John F. Kennedy Jr., so that he could not run against Hillary Lesbian in the 2000 New York Democratic primary. He would have stopped her from being senator. He was murdered. He was assassinated. And you see what happened to Caroline Kennedy as soon as she wanted to be senator. What happened to her? The tribalistic Zionistic media went after her right away, didn't they? Joe Klein. These misfits in the media. Chrissy Poo Matthews. These whores. And then, of course,
British agent Chris Matthews, hardball, MSNBC, Mr. British agent answering to the Queen. And Tom, you reported on that stooge so many times, and the bribes that our friends had discovered.
Well, they were given stock
that he was taking.
General Electric Medical Supply. Take a look at it. Who got the bribes? The media did. But then again, we get back to the attempt on Al Gore's life when they tried to vector his airplane over O'Hare Airport.